Hello, welcome to day 31, which I gotta say is my favorite day so far of this entire fast. Um, Broke it this morning. Actually hit the technical day 31 last night. So it was, had a bonus night's sleep in a fasted state. But who cares? We're not counting, except for me. I'm totally counting. So after a month of not eating, it's 7 o'clock at night now, which means I've had, 10 hours or so, 8 to 10 hours since I've actually started ingesting food. First thing that was interesting, today's Sunday. I made the decision to end the fast on Friday. So I had 2 days of looking forward to it, and my mind knew that I was going to start eating. And I could feel changes in my gastrointestinal tract for the entire fast. Especially lately, I felt a lot of tightness and tension throughout my torso, especially upper torso. The idea of eating just sounded wrong. Like, how could I possibly put something in there because it's so tight and closed? But yesterday, especially last night, that really started to fade. And in addition to starting to fade, my gut has been very active this entire time, but not in a way I would associate with normal digestion. But last night that changed. The sensations were much more like I would expect with digestion. Like I have a top to bottom motion, and even like, I'm not going to call it full natural return of hunger, but it was like, yeah, my gut definitely felt like it was ready to eat. I slept okay last night. Same sensation where I felt like a ton of bricks until I was ready to get up. Very hard to move during the night or get up if I had to. But once I got up, I felt good. I broke the fast with half an avocado and one organic free-range, yada, 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 fried egg. The fried egg, I wish I hadn't done it actually. It didn't cause any problems, but it's usually one of my favorite things to eat. But this time it was not. It just tasted bland. I wanted it because I've never really enjoyed avocado on its own, and I couldn't find anything to go with it. So I wanted something to kind of pair the avocado with. And I ended up just enjoying really the avocado, which is normally not one of my favorites, but today with a little bit of sea salt and pepper, it was awesome. I picked it because it is a nutritionally epic source of phosphorus, magnesium, potassium, and with a little bit of sea salt on top, sodium. All the things I know that I am very much deficient in thanks to the fast. Throughout the day, I had a small amount of kimchi, fresh, like opened the bottle and it almost started to boil over. That kind of maxed. I could only take 3 or 4 bites and I was full. I had a total of about 8 ounces of kombucha, homemade, nothing from the store. And it's been actually fermented it before the beginning of the fast, so it is kombucha. Tasted amazing. Just as good as everything I ate that actually had the most powerful flavor. Was awesome. But honestly, 2-3 ounces at a time, max. That's good. My body felt happy at that point. Had probably half a cup of pumpkin seeds that I had prepared and toasted a couple weeks ago in different flavors. Went for those, again, because of their fiber content and their very high in zinc and other minerals that I'm looking to, especially for testosterone support and other hormonal balance. I did mention that obviously the kimchi and the kombucha were for probiotic. So the gist of what I'm trying to do is I'm looking at my gastrointestinal tract, and it's basically a garden in my backyard. And it's been empty for a month, so it's mostly vacant. And what I've been trying to do is choosing foods that provide a solid foundation, basically the soil for the garden, and immediately populating it with the probiotics, such as those that are found in naturally occurring raw foods like avocado, and then the powerful pro and prebiotics of kombucha and kimchi and everything except for the pumpkin seeds. It was fresh and had bacteria, good bacteria on it. I avoided I had a little bit of carbs, just trace amounts. I had a couple of crackers, gluten-free stuff, but did notice, and I had a small apple right off a tree. Those gave me hiccups like right away. Kind of strange. But I was eating throughout most of the day. I would say my total calorie intake, even though I felt like I was eating all day long, my total calorie intake was probably around 1,000 calories. I feel like I had a friggin' buffet. Wow. It did trigger a bowel movement, powerful bowel movement within a couple of hours of eating. Nothing ever since. And I feel full. And again, dinner was half an avocado, banana with a little bit of real peanut butter on it, and a slice of pizza. This big, like a little slice of pizza that we made, gluten-free, mostly veggies and just good stuff. We're not talking store-bought garbage. What else? Geez, I feel like I should have eaten more, but because I feel like I had a huge dinner, but I didn't. Oh, I had about a half cup maybe of very slow roasted sweet potatoes. Ones that I cook for about 6 to 10 hours at about 220 degrees. So they cook in a very starch resistant format, and they're really good. They don't need any sweetener at all. So yeah, about 1,000 calories for the day. I feel fantastic. I did notice that my energy, my overall stability, emotional, physical, everything looked up to like 90% within a few hours of starting eating. So my body is all over this. Going slowly. I've not had to drink that much water today, less than actually than before. And I'm just keeping an eye on that. I'm really being careful, watching my water intake, because I want to see what foods cause my body to say, hey, I need a lot of water, and ultimately start bloating. But the avocado is powerful, very effective at making all foods more absorbent, allowing my body to recharge on phosphorus, magnesium, potassium, zincs, all the minerals that I know I'm depleted on. And I'll continue doing that for the next couple of weeks as I recharge my system. So I have a healthy gut. Didn't have any issues before. If you do, then yeah, you gotta be a little more careful. I was very mindful of anything I was feeling. There were a couple of times where I just felt a little bit full. Stop eating anything. And everything I ate was very easy to digest, and like little rule, when I ate those pumpkin seeds, I had about a half cup worth, but the rule was one at a time. And I chewed every one thoroughly. So I was introducing fiber and material and good nutrition into my body, but I was doing so very carefully. I talked about what foods are simply off limits. I did make a dessert with muffins and ice cream for the family, mostly because we had them in the house and I wanted to get rid of them. And I let myself intentionally, openly, not feeling bad about it, take a couple of bites of a peach ice cream. Good one. And, you know, I found I was actually satisfied with that, and I didn't really want any more. So I intentionally served the rest of the container out to the rest of the family, so now it's gone and empty. And it was great. I didn't need the rest of the serving to make it work. I took a bite of these little flax high-quality muffins, and I spit it out. It didn't work. So I did notice that my tongue is not accustomed to food. I think it was the kimchi that probably burned it. Maybe the kombucha, a little bit of that. But my tongue is giving me warnings of being very raw. My wife made some awesome new batch of homemade salsa. She's really good at that. Ooh, that was like, no, my tongue can't take that fire. So that's day 31, actually 32, but I feel fantastic. I'm absolutely thrilled that I pulled off a 31-day fast. I feel my energy level is better. Right now, after just a few hours after breaking the fast, my energy level is better than anything I remember from the months prior. My mind is clear and sharp. It hasn't shut down at all. I had a very low carb diet. I think that helped. I'm going to continue with that. And I can't describe it. I feel fantastic. And it's thrilling. So I am really looking forward to getting back in gear, you know? So I feel a little bit guilty. Makes it irrational. I get it. I understand where it's coming from, but a little bit guilty that I feel so happy to be done with this. I mean, yeah, it was an amazing experience, but holy heck, it's over. So, but at the same time, I do look forward to doing it again. It's crazy. I mean, by again, I mean like in a year or 10. But, with time. And I'm going to lean myself out, so I don't think it'll be a month long. But yeah, it changed my soul. It changed my spirit. It changed my body. It improved every aspect of who I was. And it was the most effective thing I have ever done for just general self-betterment in every way. It was incredible. And I'm thrilled that I did it. And if you are considering doing it, it takes prep. Really prepare for it. Get yourself ready for it. And do whatever's necessary to make it successful. But yes, do it. It's worth the effort. It's hellish. It's very hard. Much easier for some people. For me, it was not easy. Never. But from day 1 to day 31, it was not easy. I never plateaued. I never got to that point that it was just easy and wonderful. It was hard. But it was so worth it, as are most things in life. So my plan is I'm going to continue doing this. I'm going to record a video probably on a weekly basis because I don't want to hear from myself that much. And I'm going to get to work on training. I'm looking at body weight exercises and getting my musculature back up. And I'm going to stay with the low carb approach. And I mean, I'm at 205. Oh, that's one thing that's interesting. I started after the primer. I started at 246 and I weighed in 246 and a half. And today I weighed in at 206. So it was over 40 pounds lost. Although you got to take probably 4 or 5 pounds off of that for water weight and digestive weight. So my body was burning some serious fuel for this month. And I'm just looking forward. For me, this is the beginning. I'm at 206 right now, and we'll call it 210 probably by Tuesday. And I'm on my way down to 190. That's my goal. And this is just, kind of the halfway point, and I feel motivated and I feel strong. So it's good stuff. Now, a little side note, on the first fast, the 17-day, where I overexerted myself so much, I really overexerted myself emotionally, physically, in every way. And when I got to day 17, it was too much. I wasn't doing it right. I wasn't giving myself the support I needed. And I remember, and especially looking at my journals, it took a few days after I broke the fast to stabilize emotionally and to get my energy level and everything back up. It was like healing from a traumatic event. This time, I'm on day 31. I broke the fast. It's been a few hours, and I feel awesome. There's the opposite, the absolute opposite of the first fast. Emotionally, I am solid. Of course, I think I finished the course of healing this time, which I didn't do before also. That helps. Doing the fast right, staying on top of it, having my emotions under my command and positive, not like positive, in a healthy state. That's real. It's not about being positive, it's about being honest, vigorous and rigorous and absolute honesty, whether it's unhappy or negative or positive thoughts, you got to face them all equally. You don't run from a virus, you don't run from anything, you face it. So that is my final video for the actual fasted days. And I look forward to sharing my experience. And in the future, I will post, I just said it out loud, dang it, the pictures from day 1 to day 31. But I'm very kind of vain. So I think I'd rather wait a little bit so I have some like finished pictures or have abs and I look good. So that way I'll have like starting, middle point, and friggin' awesome, which is going to be a couple of months out. But I'm really looking forward to it, which is another thing. A month ago, I was not looking forward at all to training, even though I'm an experienced athlete. But I just couldn't get myself into it. Now I can. Something has changed. Everything has changed. So that's the end. It's been 15 minutes. I'm done talking to myself. That's everything that's everything I've learned about the month-long fast. I would say the way that I broke it for me and my body type, excellent. It worked for you, great. And you need to make sure that you understand your genetic heritage and what foods work for you and figure out what works. But overall, just go slow. So I'm still 206 pounds. I have a decent system. So I have a little bit of tolerance to work with different foods and different amounts. Getting back off track. Thank you for watching, and see you in the future. You thought it was done. I thought of one other thing, which was totally worth posting. I have been extremely lightheaded these last few days, where every time I wake up, or every time I stand up, I have to do so really carefully, or else, like, vision goes black, and it just really is uncomfortable. And really annoying too, because every time I stand up out of a chair, it's just out. Either way, broke my fast. 20 minutes later, I stood up and I felt a little lightheaded. An hour later, I stood up and didn't feel anything. Like all those subjects, all those feelings, all those nasty, gone within an hour of breaking the fast. That's pretty cool. Really happy about that. So hope that works for you too. Adios, 10-4.